post 上去先。
Hi. Okay, I'm just setting up the place so that we can get things ready for our workshop shortly. So hi everyone. Hello. Yeah, it's our second live together. I am Chien from A Random Place. Good afternoon. Okay, just get things ready here. Have you all taken your lunch yet? Okay. So yeah, we're gonna do 2 flowers today. Why not I'll put this here so that this is what we're gonna do to celebrate Raya. So everyone, Selamat Hari Raya as well. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our Instax Club collaborating with A Random Place workshop today. I'm very excited because we are all gonna make my favorite crepe paper flowers, and it does actually bring a lot of joy into the craft or into the Instax that we're gonna put in. Like, you know, it actually brings so much love and joy and beautiful vibes that is coming along here in this festive seasons. I love Raya, I love the pattern, I love the motif. You know, even you can even play with batik and things. So just be creative. Today I'm just gonna go through some basic methods about creating paper flowers with all of you. And today the 2 main flowers that we're gonna make is the Magnolia or even Chamomile. I'm just doing small flowers and medium flowers together. I will also show you some big flowers. When you're very confident with it, then you can start playing with big flowers. So yeah, today it's just going to be fun, just learn some basic skills, and you can slowly explore on how you can create more different wildflowers together. So what do I have on my table today? Well, we do have some crepe papers with us. So if you have papers, get them ready. Apart from crepe papers, some other color papers, please welcome to use it. I have even some gold paper. It's like the Ferrero Rocher paper. Yeah, you can recycle them and use them. In fact, today the frame that I'm going to prepare is using the Instax container itself for film, and I'm gonna recycle and do a very pretty looking frame of Raya as well. Like, you know, they are all my good friends and I wanted to surprise them on Raya. Maybe this frame I'll just post it to them and just surprise them, but I think some of them already see me in Insta story. So yeah, I just love how convenient it can be and how easy we can actually move things around and ship things around right now to create lots of joy into people's house and life. So yeah, this is the 2 flowers that we're gonna do today. So we will be starting really soon. So we'll be doing Chamomile and we will be doing Magnolias. How convenient it can. So yeah, tell me about it. What will be your favorite flower you would like to explore as well? I can actually show you some that I have already done. It's very pretty. One of another favorite flower is actually Poppy. This one, I think I'll teach it you know, if you want, add me in a random place, where a place that I create all the beautiful, creative, colorful craft there. And I do share how to create things together. So yeah, this is another flowers that you can make when you after you can handle all these little small flowers. Big flowers will start to have like a very handy touch of how you can make you know, solid petals from there. So hello. We are starting now. So welcome to our Instax Raya Botanical Flower Making Workshop. And today it's all about, you know, you will find the table of mine getting more and more messy because of the confetti that's gonna create from the crepe paper. So it is really exciting to watch how, you know, from plain papers like this, you will slowly see them coming into a touch of wildflowers. When you put them together, it's really pretty, like how I put them in a jar. And yeah, it is long lasting. We don't have spring flowers to catch up right now. We are just here in KL. We have our tropical flowers, but you know, the little flowers has always sparked joy in all of us as well. So today let's just dive in and create. Okay, so how's everyone doing? I hope everyone do have a very good Raya or a good holiday for all of us Malaysian here. Yeah, I think extra beautiful time with families right now are very special. You know, the only thing that I don't feel Raya is I didn't get to eat my lemang yet. I hope that, you know, one fine day we can actually have some little gathering out there and just doing this, just talking to some of my Malay friends as well, Muslim friends. So yeah, today what we're gonna prepare materials that we need is, again, paper, crepe paper, or even color paper if you have at home. It's good enough. I will teach you some technique to actually form some texture into the flower petals and details that will make it very real. Yeah, today the more layering or the more textured or the more detail that you put it in, it actually create a very soft outlook of how these flowers will look like to complement our frame later on. Yeah, so this is how it's gonna look like later. I'm very excited. So for you that doesn't have a frame, use this frame, recycle it, get it ready as well. Get your Instax printed. We will have white glue with us. Then we will have scissors. A good pair of scissors is much needed, especially the sharp one for flowers cutting, because you want to be very fine and specific with the cutting directions. Yeah, sometimes because it is so delicate that you will sometimes overcut some of the parts of the leaves or details. So I think a good pair of scissors. I love using the Kokuyo brand, because it is very it's very sharp, and it's very it is actually following very true the outline that I draw. So yeah, you can actually get that in stationery shops online, or mine I'll get it from Sibley's, because we are in Bangsa, it's so close by. So this is what I get, like my preferred one. Then many people use hot glue gun to do paper flowers, but because I think if you don't familiarize with hot glue gun, you can sometimes get burned a little bit by the heat. So today we will actually use white glue. It's good enough. I love how white glue will turn out to be. It actually hardened the stems. Yeah, it hardened the joint of the combined glue layer that we had. So it's just nice. White glue will be just nice. But apart from white glue, I think other glue can't really support. Why? Because crepe paper get softened very easily. So actually, if you want me to introduce you some crepe paper that recommend you some crepe paper that I'm using, I actually use a lot of Italian made crepe paper because they are harder and they are more stretchable. You will know what I mean later when I start cutting it and show you some samples later. Okay, if not, then you know, crepe paper, first time how I get used to know about crepe paper is during my secondary time or even kindergarten time, where teacher get us to cut and stick on an apple. So like a red crepe paper, we cut into stripes and confettis, and we draw an apple outline and we stick all inside to form an apple. That was my first in touch with crepe paper. So I know at the end of the whole crafting session, my fingers will be all red in color. So if you're getting those that's made from China or even Asia, you will get the one that is easily get colored ink into your fingers while you're playing with it. But that I think you can also use to do it in a very fine and soft and thin layer of flowers. For example, hydrangea will be good, or even some forget-me-not, the white pom-poms one, it's also very good on that. But today we'll be doing a lot more harder ones, so yeah, we'll use that. So what we'll do today is chamomile and magnolia. These two are my favorite flowers. Even in a roadside when I travel or anything, you can just pick up a chamomile, and a chamomile tea have always put you in a very relaxed and soothing mood, where the flowers or even the paper flowers that you're gonna create today, it have the same effect too. And trust me, it is way easier than you ever thought. So let's start with chamomile flower today. Okay, so what we're gonna prepare. So I think I do not want so many white color today. I'll use pinkish color. Okay, so what we do right now, what I usually do is to cut them into this shape because you want it just nicely tiny. So maybe a 1.5 cm will do. So when you cut it all the way straight here. There you go. And here, this is the first stripe that you're gonna get as the outer petal. And as the inner petal, we will use the yellow stripes one. So if you see, I actually cut them in fringe. So I'm gonna redo this with you again. So let's get some yellow crepe paper. So this is how the crepe paper will come with when you buy them. If you want, I can actually, you know, you can actually get a starter kit from us and we can get it posted to you too. It's really fun to play with. So what you need to do now is cutting in this size later so that you can trim later on. Okay, this is good enough. And then we do have the floral tape. Get your floral tape ready. Usually where I get my floral tape is in any floral shop, like Floristica, they do have it, Liwa, they do have it. So you can actually get it in the floral shop. Okay, and then the floral wire here. Okay, so this is where we can start our chamomile flower first. So what you're doing right now, I want you to fold, because there is a lot of little tiny petals that you're gonna create later on. That's how I usually do my paper flower. I fold them two times so that I can actually cut in stripes with them. Hey, hi Pin. Hi Chow. Nice to meet you. Thanks for joining. I'm sure you're gonna learn some good fun together. So now you're just gonna cut like fringe, okay? You're gonna create that mini fringe closely to each other. Okay, so you just continuously cutting them, but don't cut at the end, leave some space, like maybe 3 mm or 4 mm, yeah, so that this will be a gluing part later on. Okay, it's getting fun already. You can imagine how it will form later. This fringe gonna look real good. So when you open it, ta-da! So immediately you do have like a whole stripes of fringe for you to play with. And now please do check the join part. I want you to trim it some more because when you join, the folding part normally didn't get cut so well, and it's still having this big piece of fringe that you want, that does not look too delicate while you're putting it into your flower. So this will be the first one, okay? Then we will go to the second layer, which is the buds layer. So we are doing this layer right now. What you do now is, I don't need that long, maybe I'll just cut like a 10 cms, huh? Okay, the same thing. To me, this is pretty long already, okay? So later we're gonna trim it a bit. Okay, the same thing, fold them again, half and half. And now, you start fringing them again. So if you realize, this is the part that we're doing, the buds. You can play so much with this fringe technique into any buds of the flower because many of them comes with mini micro details. Where that's where the bees and the butterflies like to land on for their nectar. We're doing this part right now. Good to see everyone. Hello. Now we're doing Chamomile Flower. Just good and nice to join me if you all have materials. So easy and simple. Okay. There you go. Leave some space at the top. Yeah, because that will be the gluing part. Oh, and another thing about this crepe paper, it comes in two colors, a lighter yellow and a much more darker egg yolk yellow. So you will actually need to, you can choose which side you want to use. It's only on the Italian crepe paper. Okay, so when you open it, you see this part is a bit more thicker. You cut it again. Okay, this part also thicker. Do a few more stripes on fringe or the fringe. I'm sure many of you started to know how to cut hair properly. So this is like, you know, elevate your skills a bit on flowers cutting. Okay, there we go. I think this is good for like amount of three buds, 3 flowers later. So what you need to do, split them into 3. Okay, so first one is here. I'll cut it here. Second, half of this. Cool. All right, so there we go. We have 3 buds here. And then we have 1. Later we'll do a few more. Okay, so what you need to do now is get your floral wire. So usually smaller flowers, I will use the bigger number. So this is the floral wire. You can also get it in the florist or any craft shop. What I can get is usually this number. We have 20, 28, and 24. So on this really small and delicate flower, I can actually use, let's use 24. So I'll just take out one of this. And yeah, if you have a plier, please use your plier. I don't know, I lost my plier. I need to get a new one. So I'm using this scissors that is no longer using to cut paper or fabric or anything. So yeah, if this is already a scissors that you want to use it for like to cut the line things, you can actually have this scissors on, if you can't find a plier to cut off the wire for you. It's just enough, good enough, because the wire is so thin. All right, so what you do next is, I want you to use another plier. So this plier is basically for bending. What you do is just doing a hook like this. Okay, doing a hook like this, so that when you put glue on it, it can immediately stick on these little details here. Yeah, you can stick here. All right, so choose the surface that you want. Maybe I want a lighter surface inside, so I will actually put glue in this side of the paper. Okay, so now get your white glue ready. What we do here is dabbing the glue on the space that you didn't do any, you leave that space not cut, okay, not trimmed. So you just dabbing some glue on it. Okay, okay, not too much. If you have a little bit more, a lot here, use the cap and just gently swipe it through, so that the entire stripe there's glue on it. Okay, and what you do next, remember this part just now that you do the turn on with the plier. I want you to place it here and gently go around it. So this will actually hold the base. Yeah, go around it. Just nice. Hold around it again. And just keep turning around. That repetition will actually form the buds of the chamomile. Look at that. Do you see it? Yeah. And what you do right now, there's some gap here. So because it is white glue, if it's a glue gun, then immediately it will dry and harden. But if it's a white glue, it takes some time to dry. What you do is you catch the fringe part, and then you slowly press down, so that press down on the tip part, the bottom part, so that it will stick into the wire. And then what you do next is to leave it at the side to rest or to dry. Okay, then we can do another one. What you do, stretch it a bit again, the same thing. Turn the wire. Okay, turn the wire, then you have this round shapes for you to stick onto this crib, yellow crib. And what you do next is again, dab some glue into the onto the surface, and use the cover to just delegate the glue evenly. Yeah, not too much of glue, you just need a dab. Okay, the more glue that you're gonna put, you can see your fingers slowly turning yellow. Okay, again, repeat this again. Turn it around, continue turning it. You see, I actually use this technique a lot into some of the other flowers. Let me show you some that I'm using on this technique. Okay, you see, then after that, onto the fringe side, the bottom side, just press it and let it just, the glue just support it and stick it with the stem. So other techniques that I'm using, okay, on these methods is, so these are the wildflowers. My friend from Melbourne went for a walk, and then she picked up some very pretty wildflowers during her walk, and I saw this and I just told her that I'm gonna make this and show it to her. Yeah, so it's so pretty. And inside the wildflowers, I put in this fringe techniques as well, or even some wild roses here. I'm also putting this fringe technique in it. All right, And then the one that you all will know, like what I did on the peony, the center, the middle part, I'm also putting it like a fringe into that part, so it will look really 3D, yeah. Or even the poppies. So the fringe is going around the buds, if you want to see that. The fringe is going around the buds, and then it also create that tentacles looking of the buds in the poppy flowers. Yeah, so this is what you can do with the fringe. This is a very useful technique. Okay, next, after the first one almost dry, what you can do right now is to trim this side of the buds because it's too long. I rather it to be too long than too short, so you can actually do some trimming with it. Check it out. The confetti's so pretty. Thank you. Hi Shida, Jamie. See you all. Thanks for joining us. Supposed to be a surprise for you, but you saw your photos, your Instax on my stories. Kan? Yeah, this is for you. So this is the buds. I've trimmed them. You want the buds to be lower than the petals. Oh my god, it's still very very long. Trim them again. Trim them again. It's okay. There you go. So here you are. That's the bud again. Okay, so what you do now, it's still quite long here. I'll just trim it another time. Okay, there you go. Okay, so what we do, see, tables get very party looking now. Let's leave it here. Okay, next thing you're gonna do is the petals at the outside layer. What you need to do is the same thing. Maybe this one I can actually do too. So again, cut this. And put some glue on it. Not too much of glue again. Reminder, reminder, reminder. Because usually when I'm doing my workshop, many people just thought that a lot more glue, the thing will be much more adhesive or sticky. But yeah, it takes longer time and it gets messier, and sometimes it gets very bulky. So yeah, use the glue wisely. Trust the glue. Okay, so stick at the tip of the bud. The same thing, go around it now. Yeah, let's see how slowly the chamomile will form. Oops. Yep, the chamomile slowly forming. I'm actually trying to hold this, but it's fine. You can press it again later on. Okay, there you go. Do you see this? Okay, so little glue in your palm, you can just rub it off. Yeah, and now you hold on to the fringe again. Press the bottom and just let it stick together. And now that's where you see the flowers slowly blossoming. There you go. Can you see this? Both sides are blossoming. It looks really 3D. So pretty, right? Okay, so now we can do another one since we're doing two. This is another one. Same thing, dabbing and sliding the cover through so that the glue will distribute evenly around it. Okay, here you're gonna cut this again. Okay, more. Okay. Yeah. There you go. Make sure that it's straight. So you're like doing a trimming for the buds. Okay, now again roll it around. Oh, still very long. Okay. Okay, there you go. And go around it now. Trying to go at the bottom a bit. I'm just trying. There you go. The next chamomile forming. Okay. So that is the second one. Yeah. If it's still way over, just push the shape into it, like a rounder shape. Then just open the petals at the side. If a full bloom one, bring it all the way down. All the way down. All the way down. So it will look like this is the full bloom. This is the one that is going to bloom. Yeah? Okay, so what's next that we're gonna do is doing the calyx of the flowers. Usually there's a calyx that support the petals and the buds of the flower. It's usually is at the buds and how it holds it. A calyx, this is a calyx. Yeah. So before the flower get really independent, the calyx actually protects it from the stem to the buds. Yeah. So now what you can do with the calyx is by cutting it, taking this dark green stripes of the crepe paper. Again, fold it in half. Okay, I just want the calyx not too long. I think I can just do a half. Sorry, wrong scissors. Okay, this will be good enough to play with for two. Yeah. Okay, so the calyx usually this is how it looks like. I do actually prepare some already here, but this is for the another flowers that I'm doing, bigger flowers. But yeah, this is how it will look like. You can, it's actually like a grass if you draw it on a full A3 size paper. But if you go smaller, when you wrap it around, this will be how it will look like along it. Okay, so what we do now, half and half again. Okay, I don't usually sketch my petals, but you can sketch your petals, okay? If you want to sketch, then you just use a lighter color pen, and then just draw on it, like, you know, this is the part that I'm gonna cut. So you have some guidance for yourself as well. Do you see that? I'm using some shimmer pen to draw it before I cut it. Hi, Jean. Jean is very good in her flowers as well. Hope that one day we'll do something together, huh? Okay, so now you're just gonna cut this shape. Okay, so why I'm saying good pair of scissors is because, you know, when you have drawing like that, when your scissors just don't really have that sharpness, it will just overcut the whole thing. It will not stop and land nicely. So that's why I'm really recommending Kokuyo to you all. Okay, again, another one. Oh, I overshot it a bit. Okay. Another one again. It's like you're cutting a triangle. Okay. Nice. Sometimes I use my hand to actually help it tear off the in-between. Okay. When you open it, it's like paper cutting, you know. Look at it. Cute, isn't it? Okay, I think this part, I want it to be thinner. Then I'll just cut it as such. Okay, I think the rest are good. This one maybe trim it a bit. Okay, cool. So I'm using like maybe a 6 petals cut in this part. Because I'm going around the chamomile, I'll make sure that I have some space to turn this calyx around. I just put some mini little cut at the bottom so that this will just fit in nicely on a round tour later. Again, our best friend in paper flowers, the white glue. What you do now, again, dab it at the bottom. Choose the part where the colors that you want, because this is the lighter, this is the darker. Maybe I want the darker one to face out. So I actually put glue on the thinner, the lighter shades crepe. Okay. All right, there you go. Okay, so now I'll just go at the bottom and go around this. Yeah, just let it go around. It's okay not to be too perfect, because flowers, why they're not perfect is because they have their own uniqueness in difference. Look at it. There you go. Do you slowly see this? I love how it slowly forms. Okay, this will be good enough. If you want, just press at the top of the bud and then just, you know, do like a cone shape at the bottom. I'm doing the second one again now. Okay, we'll do it here. Okay, this is good enough. I'm trimming this because this is not sharp point enough for the calyx here. Again, dab the white glue. So it's really up to you. If you can handle white glue will be good enough. The only part that I'm gonna use the glue gun is when I put this onto the frame. I'll use the glue gun to secure this. Again, go around it. There you go. Slowly seeing it form again. Too pretty. Okay, so a lot of people were just wondering, am I gonna finish this just with the wire? Of course not. What you can do with the stem to take in the stem, or sometimes to just join stems together, that's where you use the floral tape. I felt that the floral tape is so useful in this paper flower creation, is because floral tape itself has some glue, sticky adhesive in this. So all you need to do is put your fingers at the top and twirl it around between the stem and the calyx, or the flower buds itself. The way how you're gonna have glue that have this stickiness into the floral tape is to pull them, or even twirl them hard. So this is how, you see, it slowly stick together. So what I do now is I kind of use pressure, pull and turn, pull and turn. Okay, so you can see the stems is slowly forming. Yeah, okay. There you go. The thing about floral tape, you can just cut it like with your hand, just tear it. You don't need a scissors to do so. It will be just nice and natural. Okay, the next one, here again. Pull and turn. So that you will actually combine the flowers with the stem. Yeah, the thicker you will go, then it will actually form that combine between. Okay, there you go. Turn all the way. Here you go, two done. So later on, you can actually paste. I have actually finished the leaves here. Later on, I can actually show you how to draw them. Oh, I have a drawn one here. So this is the green crib put into half, and half it again, and half it another time, so that when you cut it, you have like 8 leaves ready for you to play with. And here, you just cut according to the shape. Go online and see and study about the leaf, how does it look like for chamomile, and like, you know, slowly draft it out, just like how I draft it out. This is how a chamomile leaf will look like. So I actually create like, you know, a mini hand claw looking leaves, and then the same thing, stick the wire into the leaf, and then you twirl it with the floral tape. So this will be good enough to play with. What I do, I just want to join them together. Again, floral tape and the leaves. Yeah, so the leaf actually not much technique, but it is just cutting the shapes and putting it on a wire. And if I want to join another flowers together at the side, I can do so. What I need to do is also floral tape. You can bend. The thing about paper flower, you can bend it. See? How fun is this? And then you stick them on again. There you go. There is 2 little flower. If you want to go closer, this will be how it can look like later to play with the positioning. Alright, so this is the chamomile flower, and there we go. If you want your leaf to be lower, of course, by all means, just play with it. Yeah, or later you can just remove it and go lower if you want. I have another leaf here. Why not? Yeah, I can actually do one more here. There you go. Another leaf here. Looks so pretty. Especially, I know there's a lot of flowers during Raya that, you know, mom or even us will buy home to invite good energy into the house. This is one of the way you can do it. If you want it to blossom more, just move it around, then it will blossom. Cool. So if you want to trim at the end, you can actually just trim it at the end, how long you want your flower to be. Cool. There you go. Okay, cool. So now we will move on to our next flower. So this is our chamomile. We'll move on to our next flower, which is Magnolia. Simple again. I have some spare ones here. Magnolia, I'll just do one, and then you all can do the next one. I do have some extra here. Okay, there's a white one. You want to be creative, do a pink one as well if you want to. This one, I'll show you how to do the leaves. Okay, so here, the same thing, do a hook with your plier. I do have some extra yellow stripes fringe here. So this time around, Magnolia ones are, okay, I need a thinner space here. I'll cut it again. Okay, this is good enough. Or even the fringe, I can go slightly shorter. There you go. Cool. Let's play with the Magnolia buds. Okay, maybe the Magnolia buds, I'll use the darker side inside. Because the Magnolia, the buds doesn't reveal as much as chamomile, so it will be hiding inside the petals. Okay, so what you do now is just go around it. You don't need to go straight. Magnolia, you try to swirl it downward so that it will look like, you know what, yours, what we call that, the chicken feather dustbin. So this is how it will look like. It will go down like a willow. Yeah, it's good enough to play. I think this buds that I have is good enough to do 2 magnolias, so I'm just gonna cut it off halfway. Yeah, because the buds is not as volume as the chamomile. So this is good enough for the magnolia. What you do now is the petals. Okay, so the petals that we're gonna use today, I will just create a white petals. I already cut. I have a lot of strips paper because I do different sizes of petals or different flowers along the way. So this is all the cutout that I left with. So yeah, actually it's quite worth it when you just, you know, buy the entire white strips or white crib. Okay, cut this into half. It's too thick. I don't want to do too thick on the overlapping cutting because later the size is not regular. Okay, this is good enough. Maybe I can just, okay, what you do with magnolia, stretch it a little bit first. Yeah, and then fold into half, and maybe a half again. Because when you stretch, it gets rounder. Okay, so what you do now, okay, this one I will draw because I want to do a magnolia. Magnolia will look like, you know, the petals. It's like a semi-circle. Or even like a frangipani looking one. So this is how I want to cut the shape that I want to cut. Okay, so what you do here, I can also do a half cut if you want to, but this one I thought of just doing a much more consistent pattern. So I just draw them. Yeah, draw them. Lighter shades will be better so that you can just cut over it and leave no stain behind. Okay? Yeah, I actually done the bigger version, PP Rosely. Yeah, I done a bigger version before. When you can handle the smaller version, then you confidently knowing how the glue and the paper can support one another while you're sticking it. The position is very important. Later I'll show you because this one I will do the overlapping sticking later. Alright, so you cut it with this shape that I've already drawn. Okay, just follow the shape. Sometimes different flowers you can do a different techniques of cutting. Like for example, the sakura looking flower, wildflower, I actually do a heart shape cutting. So this will be how it turns out to be. You see, a heart shape cutting. This will be having another gentle looking texture. But because magnolias are much more round shaped, so this will be the rounder shape. Petals, okay. If you don't want it to be too round, you can actually cut the edges a bit, in out a bit, so it will look more natural. I will trim it when I'm done actually, usually before I start shaping them. Okay, so these are my petals. Magnolia go up to 6 to 7 petals. So this will be good enough to play with. I have 8 petals out, so the overlapping helps a lot while you're overlapping the crepe paper. Okay, cool. Okay, what you will do next is, while you see this flower, okay, I show you some other techniques as well, so that you can play with new flowers. What you can do next is, if you want to do like a peony petal, what you do is using a pan and actually just roll the pan on your crib. And when you open up the crypt, this is where the magic happens. Let me show you. When you open up the crypt, the entire petals just pop up. Alright, so usually I will also have other accessories with me. The hairpin. What I do with the hairpin is create the fiber of the petals even more obvious. What I do is I scrape it from the tip to the top. So when you scrape it, right, it will have that 3D look, if you realize. If you didn't scrape it, this will be how it looks like. The difference, can you see? Yeah, so I actually scraped that to make it more real, like a realistic look. So this is what you can do with the peony petals, because the peony petals curves in. So yeah, this will create a texture of the peony petals. Okay, and if it's a magnolia petals, don't worry, you can still do this. But what you do is I use another stencil of mine. You hold on. Okay, to create the 3D depth looking of the petals. So a thinner stencil, turn it at the corner. Yeah, so this will be how it looks like, so natural. Yeah, the same thing with this one as well. So yeah, when you hold it, and then use the pin to just create that texture again. Actually, it's quite quick, you don't need to spend much time with this one. Again, because it's magnolia, I'm not doing the peony way. Okay, again, just go around it and create that fiber look into your petals. See? So it looks more organic in that way. Yeah, again, we do another 3 more. Okay. Okay. Then we have the 4th petal. Alright, then the 5th petal. And the 6 petals all good to go. Alright, all the 6 petals here. Do you see that? It's like the petals that we'll see on a wedding, or, you know, on your shower or anything. It looks very real. That's the whole point. Okay, what's next? We're gonna bring back our tiny buds here again. What we do now, oh, and another method that you can play with is to add on some yellow into it so that it will look like it's stained a bit. Like, you know, the frangipani, the tiny dab of yellow, it will look more real in that way to add on the petals. I actually just think about that just now. I didn't actually try this. This is my first time trying these techniques as well. There you go. Okay, so what you do now is just one shot. Put the glue in the tip at the bottom. If it's too much, this is really too much, just paste it and the other petals. Do the same thing again. This one is good enough. Yeah. Okay. To reply to your question, PP, the crypt paper that I'm using is Italian crypt paper that I actually bought it in one of the supply shop in Old Town. You can actually use that, the Italian one, so that it's harder and you can actually play with a lot more structure into the flowers. Yeah. So what I do now is paste it at the bottom and hold it just like that. Okay, go around it. It's just like how you draw flowers, the 5 petals. Go around this as well. But I will also show other samples in a random place page later, so you can actually add us, and yeah, we do have, like, when I create this, I will record this and you can see other flowers that we make. Okay, just don't do the same petal twice. Go, like, if you have this 2 petals already, go in between so that the petals will have that overlap effect. Okay. Okay, don't worry about how the petal will look like. Later we will do adjustment when the glue is a bit more drier. Okay. Yeah. Pretty easy, isn't it? You see? The yellow does make different. Look at the depth of it, and look at, you know, the shades of it. It's so pretty. I'm really in love with this already. All right. So not too many petals because Magnolia doesn't have much. 6 petals usually. Learn to observe how the flower structure is, and you will start adding the little details into the flowers. So we'll wait for it to dry. This, I'm not gonna do the Calyx, but if you want you can. But Magnolia doesn't really have a very obvious Calyx. So the next thing I'm gonna do, again, it's the floral tape time. You're just gonna roll it over. Yeah, look at this. Roll, pull and roll. Pull and roll. Okay. There you go. 1 Magnolia. So later on you can start doing the flower arrangement. Sometimes I do an in-out way so that the flower will look more 3D as well. You see, when I turn it out a bit, one side of the petals. Yeah. There you go. Okay, so now we're gonna do the leaf. A simple one, just this one. I'll just do a leaf over. Yep, this side. This size will be good. Again, the leaf of the Magnolia, this is how it will look like. Simple. Just a teardrop. And then the middle, you can actually just draw the fiber with the pin that I have. Okay, so let's just cut it half. Okay. I can actually fold half and do this because it is pretty simple size. So what I will do is do a teardrop shaped. There you go. A teardrop shape, just nice 4 leaves. So this one I'm gonna do an overlap technique so that the leaf will look much more strong and firm. Yeah. So what I do now is I stretch the leaf and fold into half. Okay, I'll fold this into half. And I will use the pin again and then create that fiber. So pull the stripes of the leaf into half and pull it upwards. Okay, again, this one, pull it upwards again. Okay, when you pull it upward, this will be how it will look like. Yeah, the texture, the grain, the fiber. And then if you have, give it a swipe from your scissors, like how you do the ribbon, swipe it up. Okay, and now I'm just gonna pull this up again. And what I do now, I will take another wire that I have, stick it in the middle, yeah, with the white glue again. All over it, because I'm gonna do a double layer all over it, dabbing along. And then this one, just put it in the middle. Here do not have enough glue. Okay. Put it in the middle. And then just stick on it. Okay, then you pull it nicely. Okay, and then you just let it dry. In that way. If you want to trim the shape, go ahead and do it. Not too round here. Trim it again. This side as well, trim it again. Okay, there you go. This is the leaf. Then what I do now, also with the floral wire, floral tape, go around it all the way down. Okay, you will check, please, if you're gonna ask me about where am I getting the stationery, I will actually list it down later. Once I'm done and putting the post into a random place or Instax, then yeah, I'll let you know. If not, then you can purchase the starter kit to try it out as well. It will be fun. Okay, so this will be the leaves, how it will look like. Okay, you don't need it to be so popped, like this way. Fold it up again in this. There you go, look at it. Then after that, join this together. Okay, I will just wrap it all the way. Okay, there you go. So now this will be the two flowers that we make today, a chamomile and a magnolia. And I'm gonna attach this into the frame. I'm heating up the glue gun. Okay, so composition wise, we need to see how we're gonna put this up into the frame. So firstly, I'm just gonna tuck this three beautiful lady into the frame. Oh, I already stick it with my favorite washi tapes, and I love the little green, that we have different shades of green during Raya. And yeah, this will actually spark some Raya wipes into our frames, into our photos. Check this out. It's just nice to play with. So maybe I can just put this here. Yeah, we can just put this here. And another, oh, maybe we can just do this here. Okay. We can just glue gun this here. And then we will do another one here. Yeah. Before we glue this up, I will also write the word Selamat Hari Raya here. And then we'll just cut this off. Of course, you can do some decoration in this. Yeah, we can actually put it here. Selamat Hari Raya. Just gonna double-sided tape this. While waiting for the glue guns to heat up. Yeah. Just gonna add this Selamat Hari Raya here to these three beautiful ladies. Yeah, and what we do now is after heating up the glue gun. Okay, now the glue gun is here, just nice. Yep, and paste this stems and hold it for a while before it's dry. If not, it will not stick. Yeah. Sometimes it needs more layer because it is the floral tape. It's quite a slippery texture. Even here, the top. While waiting for this to dry, I'm just gonna use my multi-purpose scissors to cut this off. Yeah, this is very pretty. Then you slowly move the flower to the top, and then we will have another side here. Azura face is gonna be blocked by the flower. It's okay. Come, we can do it here. Yeah. Another one, I think it's too big. Okay, so we can do another one here. It will be quite a good support. Yep. Glue gun can be messy. So you make sure that the point that you want it to stick is nicely planned. Just gonna off my glue gun. I'm done with this a bit. There we go. Yeah, you can move the flower around so that it doesn't cover the beautiful lady's face, or even the leaves. You can actually go at behind a bit. Yeah, today what we have here, it's Selamat Hari Raya frame, a flower frame that you can incorporate any design into this. Yeah, so I hope you do enjoy this session with me. It's quite a long session because it's a lot of details in it, but yeah, you can actually have a good start with what you have just learned today. What I've shown you is good enough to kickstart with any flowers design that you can play with. So I hope you enjoy this class. I do really love working with Instax because we bring Instax not just the film but a lot of creativities and beautiful look into our space. So I hope you enjoyed the class, and I will see you again 2 weeks later. Heads up, we're gonna do Father's Day creation the week after. So yeah, do tune in and just be creative together. I hope you enjoy. Take care and have a great Raya and a great weekend. See you. Bye.